Thank you very much for coming back to my TV show, Bosco Talk Show. As you can see, I'm maybe doing a couple more times in English. And let me take this chance to say a few words to my Chinese audience. 这里很感谢大家继续能够在这里呢支持我，能够看我们的这个电视节目。我在这里边呢，想要也跟大家再讲一声，不好意思，我可能也要再继续做一两集呢，关于这个讲健康方面的资讯。因为呢，我的这个观众团体呢，也是一直在增长。那他们呢，也是有这个要求，希望我能够多讲一点，就是中国的这些文化，还有一些中国的这些这个中医的学术方面的一些东西。那我自己也非常感兴趣，我自己呢也在我的一些就是学习的当中。学这个中医的过程当中呢，遇到很多这些西方的一些问题啊，比较一下用西方的这些维他命跟我们东方的一些综合的一些就是草药啊，或者是中药啊，来到去一起放在我们的这个生活里边。这样的话呢，是否能够让我们的身体更健康了？所以非常感谢大家能够继续来收看，也非常感谢你们能够继续支持，希望你们能够继续来看着我的这个节目，让我们一起来成长，一起来健康。So thank you so much once again. I wanted to say thank you, and I want to ask you guys, how many of you have headache? So everyone has headache. When I was young, I always listened to my mom, and she say, "Oh, I'm having headache today." And when she sleep, she was laying down on her bed, and then she will do like this. And then I can see that she's having headache. And as time, for time being, I always finding and see if there's any method, any technique that I can cure my headache. And I always having problem. Well, my friends always have the problem too. So now I'm telling you, I haven't had headaches for many years. And there's a very simple technique I'm going to teach you today to cure your headache. It's very simple, and everybody can do it, right? Okay. So many people don't understand how headache occurred. How you have your headache, how to treat treat them when they have this terrible headache, and they feel very upset when they have it. They feel totally very down, very upset. So I teach couple of my patients, every one of them, they have no longer having headache. So the one thing is you have to follow the exact routine, like eating and sleeping, and make sure you have the good rest, make sure you don't have your the cold, the flu, and all that problems. So if you have problem like maybe with your neck, or physically problem with some other part of your body to causing that headache, then it's totally different. That's different stories. Okay, so I wanted to just share with you the headache from inside of our organ and how to cure it. So from time to time before, when it's summertime, I go out and then I look at the light, the bright light, and then I come home at night, I start to have headache. In the wintertime, I go out and then I wear my hat, and I feel like when I get home, maybe I was wearing my hat for too long, and then I take it off, I start having headache. Especially it's afternoon time, and then at night time, I always having the headache. And then if that day I have headache, I feel terrible. And then at night I start to go into meditation and get into sleep. And next morning, if I'm lucky enough, the headache gone. But sometimes the headache's still there. And then I will have headache again in the afternoon. So I'm really afraid of headache when it's, before I always having it. So now I have a technique that I always also, the headache, maybe they call it the migraine headache, the chronic headache. One of my Japanese students, is a young woman, 22, 23 years old. She used to experience headache whenever she had her period. Up until today, I talk to her, I talk to her constantly, and it's been 2 years. She's living without headache, and I was happy for her, and the headache ever since is not recurrence, never come back. So what I'm teaching you right now is very simple. Okay, one thing. First thing, stop drinking cold water. Okay, cold drink, cold Coca-Cola, cold beer. I used to drink a lot of cold beers. Okay, no cold drink. If you want a beer, warm it up, put it in the microwave, boil it up, and make it warm. It will taste nasty, but that's the way. Any cold drink, avoiding eating like frozen food, ice cream, salad, fruit, cold fruits. And American people listen to up until this point, they think I'm crazy. Because when you go to a restaurant, first thing they give you a glass of ice water, they give you salad, they give you ice cream, they give you everything cold. Okay, if you're calling for one glass of hot water, they look at you like a terrible, like a monster. So it's hard, it's tough, but this is the only way to cure your headache. Okay, fruits, that are what we call inherently, that is cold. That inherently is meaning that the actual fruit is not cold, you're not putting in the fridge, but that fruit itself, it has the when it gets to your body, it's going to cool down your body cells, and that is the fruit that we call is cold. And then we have some kind of fruit or vegetable or meat that is going to get you hot, get you warm in your body. So that is the fire and the water that is going to get the balance in your body. So if you learn the yin and yang and also the 5 elements, that is part of it that we learn. The Chinese medicine theory, we mentioned the spleen and the stomach. The spleen in the Western medicine, we know that is an organ, but spleen in our traditional, in our theory, is not an organ. It's hard to tell you what is that, but it's basically it's the upper part of your body. So everything you eat, we having this logic, consider internal organs, but this is the part to digest when digestion is beginning. The food is going to stay in your stomach for a little while. In the stomach, it will slowly digest and then move it to your large intestine, and then to be excreted out of your body. If the food you eat is frozen, then it encounters in your spleen for a little while. It is connected. Your spleen and your stomach has the nerve system connected right away directly to your nervous system, to your brain. So as long as you eat a lot of frozen food or food that is inherently is cold, then you are prone to the headaches. And the treatment method I use is very simple. Drink hot water, drink hot soup. Every meal that you eat, you should consist of a lot of hot foods. absolutely avoid touching any food, any cold food, even is ordinary refrigerated or room temperature. Even is cold rice, room temperature rice, room temperature water. What happens is you have a room temperature water and then you drink so fast, you drink so much. Your mouth doesn't taste anything wrong, but the temperature with your stomach has a big difference. So right away it shoots like a signal to your brain and to your nervous system. So that is the very important part. Okay, and additionally, I eat some food that is warm our body. So it doesn't mean that only is warm on the temperature, but is inherently warm itself, like pork, beef, like lamb, like meat, chicken, all of these. But you don't have to eat so much. Some vegetables also give you this warm, temperature, giving you this energy. One of it is very important, and I always recommend that people keep something at home, because I would do one episode especially just talk about ginger. Ginger, if you have food poisoning, ginger can save your life. So if you all of a sudden you feel like you're throwing up, you're vomiting, you have your diarrhea a couple times already, you don't have to go to ICU, you don't have to go emergency to know that you have been food poisoning. Then the first thing you can do is chewing on big chunk of ginger, and then drink the ginger juice. This will save your life right away. Maybe it will stop your vomiting, stop your diarrhea. Remember, if you have diarrhea more than 2 times within a couple hours, it's very dangerous. Okay, people think diarrhea is normal. No, diarrhea is very dangerous. It can cost your life. So if you have diarrhea, make sure you have to stop it. Make sure you find a way to stop it. Okay, and meat, ginger. But ginger, I will not eat it raw. Okay, I never eat raw ginger. Okay, you have to remember that. So I don't follow the Western practice, like eating vegetable raw, putting in the juicer, putting everything in the juicer, and then I drink cold. That is, I find that very amusing. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the nutrition that you can absorb right away, with the raw stuff. So vegetable, they said loss of the nutrients if you cook them. Very amusing. Firstly, you should know that lost nutrient, but if you cook them, you still have a lot of nutrients inside the soup. And you have to know that your body can absorb large amount of nutrients from cooked vegetable, from cooked meat. Okay, so if it's on the other hand, regardless of how nutritious the raw food, once it's reached your body, if the raw food goes into your system, the nutrients still, you lost most of it. Like maybe you eat a raw carrot, and then you think this raw carrot has 1,000 milligrams of vitamin A, vitamin D, but 98% release out of your body. So you don't gain anything. Instead, if you cook a carrot with some oil, with some water, you drink just the water, you drink the soup, you don't even eat the carrot. From this 1,000 milligram of vitamin A, you have gained half of it. So what? You have to cook everything. That is our theory, that is our logic. You don't believe me? Fine, follow your own way. So the Westerner, consume so many nutrients, but still failing to absorb most of them. And you're seeing them, they still needing vitamin here, vitamin there. There's still always lack of vitamins. Why? They don't know. They don't understand. So now I'm telling you why. The same applies to ginger. I love using ginger frequently in my food, but small amount, okay? Ginger doesn't mean that you should use it all the time. Use a large amount, okay? And the time to eat ginger is also you have to concern, because in the morning you should eat more ginger, but at nighttime before sleeping, don't eat ginger. So I love using it frequently. You have to use it correctly. If you use it improperly, not only failing to alleviate the symptom, but can also detrimental to affect your body. When people experiencing symptoms like headache or sore throat, most likely you catch a cold, a flu, or COVID, right? So their immediate reaction is to buy over-counter medicine, Tylenol, whatever it is, from market, from some pharmacies. When they consume it, the first day they feel relief. Most of the time, the first day they're feeling exhausted. They feel that they have this cold and fever, and then they just take some medicine, go to sleep, and the next day they're returning to normal. And most of the people, they return to a normal routine, working very hard all day, and then lack of sleeping and feeling tired at night. And when they come home, they may noticing their symptom coming back and returning after a couple of days, and they start taking more medicine, so taking medication again, and but in reality their condition is not improved at all, and their headache was just the indication that something was wrong internally. Perhaps their body is accumulate to a lot of toxin then it couldn't expel due to the days of hard work without proper rest and without stopping intake of harmful substance. So I have a theory: when a person's body is healthy, they have the ability to expel anything that they eat, and then it will be out of their body. Even if they consume a small amount of unhealthy food, they have the ability to eliminate it. But if the person's body is already sick or weak, and they don't go to the bathroom for so long and lose their appetite, and indicating their body is their metabolism is very weak and slowing down, and this is a sign that is telling them you have to get rest, and then not to eat harmful substance. I meant harmful substance is anything related with meat or drinking alcohol or consuming medication, and all of that putting heavy burden on their liver and kidney, and that will be harmful and it's become like a toxin. So modern people don't understand. They turn their entire life upside down. Nowadays, as a result, after 4 or 5 days, they started to deteriorate, and then their condition worsened, and they continue to have cold or for several weeks, and even they recovered, they quickly relapse after a few months, and it becomes a year for with several illnesses. So I know some friends, they've been sick 3 times in a year, especially this year. That's why many people keep getting cold repeatedly. Even many parents nowadays, and their children recover from illnesses, immediately buy fried chicken and burgers and pamper them at that time after, just right after their sickness, and then they consume Western medicine for a while, and they consume these harmful substances again and again, which accumulate a large amount of toxicity in their body. Children also don't understand that they keep eating a lot of sweets, ice creams. In fact, we've been constantly harming our body for those, for our family. So I hope to bring all of this to you, to bring this healthy information from here, sharing all of this without, charging any people money or without doing anything, just trying to get this health knowledge to everybody. And health is not just massage or just diet. I will go deeper if as request and people wanted to hear more. So I will go deeper and explain why in Chinese culture the medical, astrology, and divination are all connected, all based on the Chinese book of Yi Qing. So some people are born with certain kind of disease, right? So it's imprinted in their body, which cannot be changed by any means. And it's hard for them to live. But I'm trying to share more to let them to live better, to cure the sickness, or to at least eliminate the pain, within their life. So over the past few years, too many people have lost and contracted many kind of disease. And I have a lot of friends with cancer, with all that problem. And I'm just here to, I hope to share my experience can reduce the suffering for many people. And, but the life is in your own hand, remember. And only you can help yourself reducing the suffering and extend life. And I had a patient who had disease called shingle in their body, which, you have the blister and then growing on the skin. And he has seen the Western doctor and many different doctors, but there was no solution. Eventually, he started to using a very common Chinese medicine, right? Took it for a day and started to improve. Perhaps people don't want to see, such effective medicine. Some people think, okay, Chinese medicine, they don't want that. Remember, without patients, without sick people, there won't be a big hospital. There won't be big hospital exist everywhere. And there wouldn't be so many doctors, nurses who are working in the hospital collecting salaries. So remember that. This world has became a place beyond our imaginations. I just hope that those who are destined to see my video, or your friend, your family, you can share this video, can gradually learn to reduce the suffering in their own lives and for their family lives. So thank you very much.